What condo sold for the most amount of money and why within the mark in the last 12 months? Hello, my name is Michelle Plastiras. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in San Diego. I've been licensed for over 10 years, and you're probably watching this video because you already own in the mark or are looking to buy in downtown San Diego. Either way, I'm so glad that you're here. And today we're going to take a deep dive into what has happened within the mark in the last 12 months. As of today, November 11th, 2024, there has been a total of 13 sales within the building. There are 4 active listings and 1 condo that is currently pending. But today, I wanted to take a deep dive into the property that sold for the most amount of money in the last 12 months and why. The condo that sold for the highest price point in the last 12 months was Unit 2605. Now, this unit was only on the market for 10 days. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, a little over 1,500 square feet, and there's a few attributes that I think attributed to such a high-priced sale in such a short duration of time. Number 1, the property features itself. This is on the 26th floor. It's an '05 floor plan, and it has direct, unobstructed views into Petco Park, which is arguably one of, if not the most desirable floor plan and orientation within the building. Within the property itself, the previous owners did some really beautiful upgrades. They upgraded the flooring, some of the countertops, all of which really complemented the space. It's a very contemporary building. As you may or may not know, it's got exposed concrete and metal siding around the doors and windows. So all of the upgrades leaned into that architectural design, which just made it look and feel really refreshed. Number 2, so outside of the upgrades and the very desirable floor plan and orientation, I would also like to highlight the ceiling heights. Maybe it sounds silly or simple, but within the mark, once you hit the 20th floor and above, the ceiling heights actually jump by about a foot. They go from 9 feet to 10 feet. And when you walk into a unit, you really feel that dramatic impact. I know it's just a foot, but when you walk into a unit that has those 10-foot ceilings, you get more natural light and more window coverage, which just gives you a better all first impression that's a little more impressive when you walk into the condo. Number 3, it's gonna sound simple, but staging. I actually had the opportunity to bring my own clients into this particular unit. And I kid you not, from the second we stepped into the condo, my clients were raving about the furniture that was in place. They didn't know that it was staged and not their own personal furnishings. But regardless, that made a great first impression and allowed the property to photograph that much more beautifully. Number 4, the building itself and the HOA dues that you pay for this particular unit. So the mark was built in 2007. It went through construction defect litigation, and there was additional funds left over, at which point the HOA was able to take to a vote where those funds went, and they went back into the cosmetics of the building. I think the mark has done a really good job of prioritizing keeping the building up to date. So they're currently under construction. They're renovating the courtyard. It should be done in the next coming months. And it's basically creating a space for the residents to utilize. Previously, it was just a parcel of grass and not a lot of people used it. It's now going to be, fire pits, potentially a pizza oven, some televisions, just a really great space that the residents can enjoy. And in addition to that, it's a full amenity building. So you have 24-hour concierge, you've got a pool, you've got a fitness center, you've got a conference room, which are things that people really value when purchasing in downtown San Diego. And I mentioned HOA dues. Well, in my personal opinion, I think that you get a lot of amenities at a great price for the HOA dues, which again is, a compliment back to the management within the building. For this particular unit, the 2605, the HOA dues were right around $874 a month, and HOA dues fluctuate based on the square footage of the property. And at the mark, if you see other buildings within that same 1 block radius, for example, Park Block, the HOA dues are much higher and the amenities tend to be a little bit less. So it's my long way of saying you get a lot of bang for your buck for the HOA dues that you pay within this particular building. And to round out my last few points here, this unit came with 2 individual parking spots, which carries a lot of weight in downtown San Diego. It also came with a storage unit And I do think it's important to note the time of year. This property sold in July, which it tends to be a season in which we see an uptick of buyer activity. So overall, I'd like to congratulate the seller on this successful sale and the buyer who was able to close on this property in just 10 days. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are looking to buy or sell in San Diego, whether that be in downtown or anywhere in the county, I'd love to work with you. Please feel free to give me a call anytime and be sure to like and subscribe to stay in the know of all things San Diego real estate.